My name is Sam Scribner, and in 2016 I broke my neck, and that left me paralyzed from my chest down. Despite what this might look like, I am not getting a massage. I am bathing in red light because it is good for skin restoration, and I am currently experiencing some skin breakdown. Big shout out to Laura and Pat and Marcel for spoiling me with these red lights. For the research I've done, it can be very, very good for skin restoration. This year I've been dealing with kidney stones. It's been rough. I had to undergo 2 surgeries to get rid of a very large stone in my right kidney, and because of that, I'd just been spending a lot more time in bed. With that comes the potential for skin breakdown, and I started to experience some of that. And I'm currently laid out on my bed on my stomach with this lovely little thing that we found on Amazon here shoved into the end of our mattress, and I am relieving what pressure I can from my bootay. It is a slippery slope, because the minute some sort of small breakdown happens, with as much time as I spend on my rear end, it can open up really quickly, and you can get infections really quickly, and those infections can be very serious, and they can lead to sepsis and all sorts of really, really terrible things that can end up killing you, which is crazy how close things can get. So I wanted to spend my time here somewhat productively, so my lovely fiance Katerina took the time to set this camera up. I want to talk to some friends and see what they have to say. I think sharing perspective and also giving resources to where we can combat these things from the start and prevent them from ever even happening in the first place.
So fast forward a little bit, and I'm doing a lot better. Pressure area looks much better, and I've actually been lucky enough to have a few days where I haven't been laid out on my stomach. I've been having a basic hunger to get back to being creative again. A few days in, I called my good friend Wes, told him about this idea for the video, told me to come over. So we're headed over there to his place to knock out a few questions, because he actually has some pretty crazy stories.
It's the same way you gotta eat breakfast today. You gotta check your skin. You gotta make sure everything you wear. I'm Wes. I am a C3 to C7 quadriplegic, and I've been paralyzed for 20 years. My worst pressure sore was when I was going to India for stem cell treatment. I was trying to do anything to recover, and while on the travel there, I had to sit in an aisle chair, and that would lead to me having to be on bedrest for 3 years. While on bedrest for the pressure sores, I would, watch movies. At the time, I was vlogging my trip there for all of the donors and supporters that helped me get there. So just working on video editing, and then I'm also getting stem cell injections throughout the week as part of the regimen. So never really stopped doing what I was there to do, but having to deal with the pressure sore the whole time. I was 18 years old when this happened. I was getting invited to all these life events and being like, I gotta heal this sore. The level it takes, it's all day, every day. And we were even trying Manuka honey, sheets of silver in it, which is supposed to help heal it. Going through this, you get real strong, the ability to suffer, the psychological side, as well as the physical side. And you make that through that, makes you stronger, but you don't want to have to go through that to get there. Be proactive, stay motivated and hopeful, positivity. Try to help the people around you help you the best way you can. Make it easier for them, because can't do it without help.
After spending the afternoon with Wes, my good friend Cruz and I got together to talk about his experience with pressure sores.
My pressure sore experience has been fairly extensive. I've had an issue with the back of my heel over the last probably 12 years that will come and go. Not that bad, a little red spot that's had me in bed for a couple of days to literally being in bed for 5-6 months at a time. My name is Cruz Bogle. I am a C4 quadriplegic. I shattered my C4 vertebrae 17 years ago skimboarding at the beach. So yeah, I've been in this wheelchair for 17 years. With my level of injury, which is C4, I can move my shoulders and I've got like good neck movement. But arm-wise, I can move my right arm very minimally, not enough to do anything functional. So yeah, I need a bit more help with things, communicating with your caregiver, whoever that is, like Leslie is mine. And so she will do her best to check in on me, and, you know, she knows I'm going through some shit, so she will not, you know, pry too much. When you're lying in bed and you're dealing with depression, like it comes on quick, you know, you're laid up in bed for a couple of weeks, man, like times that by 10 or 20, you know, months, your mind can become your enemy real quick. And it's not fun because you're already compromised physically. So then to throw that old chestnut of your mental health going downhill is less than ideal. Being stuck in bed for a couple of months is a great time for reflection, whether that's about your injury, but just your life as a whole. It gives you this pause to kind of just focus on what the fuck is happening right now. Like, what's within your control? What can you do? What can you say? What conversations can you have with yourself, with others, to just, like, I don't know, like a reset. So when you get back up in your wheelchair and you're good to go, you're coming back better, at least mentally, you know? Be diligent. Talk to your caregivers. Make sure your caregivers, whoever that is, your friends, your family, hired caregivers, make sure that they know that this is very important, and we need to make sure that we're not getting any skin breakdown or any lesions or any scratches that don't need to be happening. So just be aware and really look for it, because it can put you in this mostly avoidable situation depending on the circumstance, but it'll up your day.
Seeing how Cruz can set himself up to be comfortable, productive, and do what's best for the sore, I wanted to hear from Aaron, a quadriplegic social media influencer, and Laura, who's actively dealing with a very serious sore.
On Christmas night, we drove home from family dinner. I turned on the seat warmers because it was really cold. And apparently seat warmers are not so great shutting off when they're supposed to, and must have gotten really hot because I got a 3rd-degree burn. I'm Laura. I am a C6 quadriplegic, and on Friday it will be 4 years since I got injured.
But doesn't every able-bodied person sit on them all the time? Like, how was there a malfunction with it?
So we're not sure yet. We are going to get it checked out, but from my research, I found that a lot of these car seat warmers are actually, they're not regulated at all by the FDA or any kind of safety organization. So they put these car seat warmers in. There's different models that they use for them. There's supposed to be an automatic shut-off at 105 degrees, but that doesn't always work properly, and there can be hot spots in different areas of the feet that you might not be aware of. So if there's somebody without sensation, you wouldn't know that a hot spot's happening.
Yeah.
I had 10 synthetic skin grafts. It's a minor surgical procedure that we have a mobile wound care nurse who comes once a week, and she just she debrided the wound, which is gross and painful. They basically just scrape at it with a scalpel to make sure that the tissue is scratched and bleeding and like ready to and then they apply the little strip of skin cells and then bandage it, and they say to keep it dry and undisturbed for as long as possible. They look like a little clear Listerine strip, and they're actually they're bioengineered placenta cells.
Wow.
Cool. Yeah, when you donate your placenta after having a C-section, that's where it goes.
Wow. So you got hurt, you know, you noticed, I guess you noticed that night, right? Like, or did you notice on the drive back?
No, we didn't notice until we got in the house. We were getting ready for bed, and you know, we always kind of do skin checks and stuff like that. So when I was getting undressed for bed, we realized that my skin looked really red and puffy and just discolored. And so we were just like, "Hell, this is weird." And it looked kind of like a really bad rash more than anything. And then by the next morning, it had blistered up like you wouldn't believe.
Oh my God. Yeah. So from there, you guys went to the ER or?
No, so we actually called, unfortunately, since it was Christmas, it was holiday weekend.
So of course, it always is.
It always is.
We didn't want to sit on it, right? So we didn't want to go to the emergency room and be sitting, you know, for hours.
Right.
So we called at my doctor's office, and I have an on-call doctor. So I send him photos, we talk on the phone. He prescribes Silvadene cream and silicone foam dressings, and said to change them 2-3 times a day. Yes, I was actually able to do the skin grafts until about 2 months in, because you're not even allowed to apply for them until 6 weeks of conventional treatments have not worked. And it takes a few weeks to get approved and everything. So it took a while to get those approved. So basically, you just get one every week, until there's no more that the insurance will pay for.
How's AD?
So that is tough because when the actual debridement is happening, when they're scraping it with the scalpel, I can't feel that pain directly, but it does manage to manifest in my body. So I get nerve pain that just kicks up all of my body. I'll get AD, so I'll get sweating, I'll be really hot, maybe have headaches. And then usually for a couple of days after the skin graft, I think the skin is just very tender. So I have a lot of residual pain those 3 days.
How long have you been laid up for?
About 5 months. It's really tough because I can't travel, of course. So I can't, go see my sister and her family. I can't go down to North Carolina and visit family and friends like we were planning to. And, just not being able to, even as the little things. Like I just want to go to the plant nursery at Costco with my husband, to go to the dog park and do all these little things that make you happy. So that's the biggest challenge, is that you just kind of feel like you're sidelined. I sort of just accepted that this is what I had to do, and it was the only way I was going to get better. And that if I rebelled against it, I would try to, do more things than I should, that I know that I would just be cheating myself. At this point, we're very close to it being closed.
Okay, we're thinking about you so much.
Right, all the positive vibes are coming at you.
The strength is unreal.
Education is one of the most important aspects. Can we talk about the importance of these people doing this research and sharing this information, like SCI pressures, like the 10%, like any of the other people that are doing the groundwork out there?
Yeah, I feel like it's so important because even though they told my mom about pressure sores and stuff, I remember getting on a lot of formal education on the stage pressure sores once a month for I'm here at C5, C6 water figure. And that was an injury at my WC. So July, we died here. I didn't get a lot of information on that. So when there's these Instagram accounts of people, but the gap of 5, almost 9 years in it, I'm still worrying these things. I did that. I did get this. So I feel like it's important people are still learning.
I know, Erin, I think your stuff helps me out so much. You're such a web of information too. You connect a lot of people together with resources. I think that's such a skill, to such a big role in the community for people with disabilities and not. I've learned so much.
I think the number one thing is just get help right away. Go see a doctor, go get having a specialized wound care nurse be able to come to the house and check on my progress. I can text her with questions in between and just keen on that network of support immediately. Yeah.
Honestly, that was going to be my answer is take it seriously. I was just the part because that's how quickly we get so much worse. And it's something that's literally it's so scary. And I think that, especially someone like me that hasn't dealt with a serious pressure sore, I see my spot, I'm whatever. But now I know to not be like that. I'm get off of there because I don't want to be stuck in bed for months. And I just didn't care about this little bed more.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. I'll let you guys go about your day.
All right, you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Pressure sores have the ability to throw your life off the rails, and it's not something that's specific to those of us just living with spinal cord injury. Because it affects pretty much all of us at some point in our lives, there's actually a lot of really great resources out there. Some of the resources that I did find on there were some websites like medlineplus.gov or mayoclinic.org or johnshopkins.org. There's so many really great educational resources out there that I implore you to consult. before you get into a situation where you need to be frantically finding these resources. I hope that this perspective can shed light on what it's like to deal with a pressure sore for those of us living with spinal cord injury. I had a lot of fun putting this video together. It's a really sour, sore, kind of sad topic, but getting with all of these other amazing individuals and sharing our experiences and sharing our perspective, it's something that I don't get anywhere else. So I really enjoyed putting this piece together, and I'm excited to continue to make more of these. I can't thank Katarina enough for helping me put all of this together and be my biggest advocate as far as helping me accomplish what I want to creatively. So if you like this video and you want to see more of it or more of Katarina and I's content, subscribe to the channel, share this video with somebody that you might think would find this helpful. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok as well. We try to do our best to stay as current on there. Projects like these do take some time though, so it's been the better part of about 2 months of me putting this together. And as you can see behind me, that is me currently working on the edit. So yeah, for a more kind of day-to-day look at our lives, check us out on Instagram and TikTok. Both of our handles are Katarina and Sam. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and be sure to take care of yourselves.